Imagine you have a super smart parrot. Not a normal parrot that just repeats words. This parrot has listened to millions of books, stories, conversations, websites, and articles. Now, when you ask it a question, it doesn't search the internet. Instead, it tries to guess what words should come next based on everything it has learned. That's basically how ChatGPT and many AI systems work. Today, we're going to explain artificial intelligence like you're 5 years old. What is artificial intelligence? Let's start with the word intelligence. Humans can learn things. We can recognize cats. We can solve problems. We can understand language. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is when we teach computers to do some of these things too. For example, if I show you this, you instantly know it's a cat. But computers don't naturally know what a cat is. They have to learn from seeing thousands or even millions of pictures of cats. Eventually, the computer starts noticing patterns. Cats have whiskers. Cats have pointy ears. Cats have eyes and a tail. After enough practice, it gets pretty good at recognizing cats. That's AI learning from examples. How do humans learn? Think about how a child learns. Nobody hands a baby a dictionary. Instead, the baby hears words over and over. Mama, dada, milk, dog. After hearing these words thousands of times, the baby begins to understand them. AI learns in a similar way. It studies huge amounts of information and looks for patterns. The more examples it sees, the better it becomes. What is a large language model? Now, let's talk about the AI behind tools like ChatGPT. It's called a large language model, or LLM. Let's break that down. Large, because it learns from a huge amount of text. Imagine reading every Harry Potter book, millions of Wikipedia pages, millions of websites, millions of conversations. That would be enormous. That's why it's called large. Language, because it works with words. It understands and generates language. Questions, stories, emails, poems, explanations, jokes, anything made of words. Model. A model is simply a system that learns patterns. So an LLM is a giant pattern-finding machine for words. The world's most advanced autocomplete. Here's the secret. An LLM isn't thinking like a human. Instead, it's really, really good at predicting the next word. Imagine I say, peanut butter and... You probably think, jelly, because you've seen those words together many times. Now try this. The sun rises in the... You think, east. Again, your brain predicts what comes next. An LLM does the same thing, but it has practiced billions and billions of times. How training works. Imagine a teacher covers the last word of a sentence. The dog chased the... You guess. Cat. Teacher says, correct. Then another sentence. I eat cereal with a... You guess. Spoon. Correct again. Now imagine doing this trillions of times. Eventually, you become very good at predicting missing words. This is how LLMs are trained. During training, the AI repeatedly predicts missing words and learns from its mistakes. Over time, it becomes surprisingly accurate. Imagine a library with 100 million books. You spend years reading every book. You notice patterns like dragons often breathe fire. Doctors work in hospitals. Cars have wheels. Paris is in France. You don't memorize every sentence. Instead, you learn relationships and patterns. LLMs do something similar. Instead of storing exact copies of books, they learn patterns about how words and ideas connect. Tokens. How AI sees language. Here's something interesting. AI doesn't actually read words exactly like humans. It breaks text into tiny pieces called tokens. For example, artificial intelligence is amazing might become artificial intelligence is amazing. The AI processes these pieces and predicts what token should come next. Kind of like building a giant Lego structure one block at a time. Why LLMs sometimes make mistakes. Let's play a game. Imagine I ask, what's my favorite ice cream flavor? You don't know, but you still have to answer. You might guess chocolate. Sometimes you'd be right. Sometimes you'd be wrong. LLMs do something similar. They generate the most likely answer based on patterns. Sometimes the guess is correct, sometimes it isn't. This is why AI can occasionally make mistakes or invent information. How ChatGPT answers questions. Suppose you ask, why is the sky blue? The AI doesn't search a textbook. Instead, it has already learned from many explanations about light, the atmosphere, and colors. It predicts the best sequence of words that would answer your question, one word at a time. Something like, the sky appears blue because. Each word is chosen based on all the previous words. This happens incredibly fast, hundreds of times every second. Why AI feels smart. Here's the amazing part. When predicting words becomes accurate enough, something surprising happens. The AI starts to explain concepts, write stories, translate languages, solve problems, answer questions. It feels intelligent. But underneath it all, it's still doing something simple, predicting what comes next, just at an incredibly advanced level. A simple analogy. Think of AI as a student who has read most of the internet. You ask questions. The student doesn't have perfect knowledge. The student doesn't truly experience the world. But the student has seen so many examples that they can often give very useful answers. That's what an LLM does. Conclusion. So here's the entire story in one sentence. Artificial intelligence learns patterns from huge amounts of information, and large language models like ChatGPT generate text by predicting the most likely words to come next. It's basically the world's most powerful autocomplete. And as computers become better and better at finding patterns, AI will continue to help us learn, create, and solve problems in ways that once seemed impossible. The future of AI is only just beginning. And now you understand it like a 5-year-old. If this video helped you understand AI, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment with another complicated topic you'd like explained like you're 5.